Welcome everybody, welcome investors. Today we are going to continue to evolve our knowledge about trading by the book. No luck, no pluck, just a plan and execution. Today, my dear friends, we're going to do something a little bit interesting, a little bit more lively, a little bit more down to the point. But before we hop in and open a position every single minute, I do want to remind you that comments are open live right now. I will answer anything that you might have on your mind. And let's make sure to kind of smash that like button, leave comments about the topics that you want to hear. How to make money, passive income. Let's make sure to do it safely according to a plan, relying on logic, math, and statistics. Today we're going to revisit a super fun um, topic with regards to, and actually one of the ways to win tournaments. But the one, kind of thing is that everything that everybody wants to kind of not talk about or dance around the issue. Trading is about probabilities, statistical, historical probabilities. And today, we're going to use a very easy indicator. We're going to use parabolic SAR. There it is. These are the dots right there. Super easy. The idea is that you open positions when onto the top when the dots are on the bottom, when you essentially open positions so that you buy when the dots are on the bottom, you sell when the dots are on the top. So, and what we are going to take a look at today is the expiration. That's not a timer, but the flag. It's very important because here, if you select 00, and you clicked on the following minute, you are essentially able to open a position that is down. Well, make sure we opened it for a minute plus. But essentially, you're right, a minute 24 seconds. Unfortunately, I kind of goofed up here, but nevertheless, if you want to open a position till the end of the minute, this is how you do it. So in 12 seconds or about 10 seconds from now, you're going to see that the position is going to close at the end of the expiration and also at the end of the candle. That's super important. All right, so there we go. Right now, Parabolic SAR says that it should be a sell position. That's why at this candle we closed it, or it closed and we opened immediately another position for a sell. As you can see, 46 seconds, right, or 40. These times they match. So the cool thing is that today we're going to do it, well, I'm going to win this or the next position, but then we're going to have a very interesting approach. We're going to assume that you have $100 on your balance. I've been doing, kind of good for, lately, but let's assume you have $100, which means if you start with martingale from $1 position and with a multiplier of 1.5, you're looking at 6 steps of martingale. So that's exactly what we're going to do for the next couple of, well, actually next hour or so. So once again, if the trade, or if you have some ideas, comments, concerns, voice them right now. I have chats open in Twitch and in YouTube. We're going live across multiple platforms. So let's make sure to kind of stay up with, stay up with the times. All right, 1 second. I'm going to open my tablet, table for martingale, and we're going to essentially load up the multiple essential $1 and the multiplier 1.5. All right, so you guys are ready to kind of embark on this hourly journey with me. Let's make sure that everybody is visible. There we go. Excellent. All right, here we go. All right, so if the first step, if we have $100 balance, once again, the position that we will take is 1. as the first step. There we go. And here we're essentially selling, we're trusting the signal from parabolic that there's going to be a sell. Now, because, essentially this is not something that's always, guaranteed, essentially we're going to go to 1.5 as the next step. And in 25 seconds, as you can see, we're going to have a result. And that's the interesting part as well, something that I find to be very, very cool. There we go. Okay. All right, so it looks like 27654. Okay, so it looks like it is going to win. So we're going to go back to $1, and we're opening another position right away. All right, again, so next. Oh, I didn't click on the next minute. There we go. Let's sell. There it is. So this is the important part. I guess there's something that you need to work with. And getting this into a habit to do it fast enough where you're able to adjust the proper martingale. But essentially, we have six steps of martingale to take advantage. And if we look back, historically speaking, I don't think we're ever going to need more than like 3 or 4 steps martingale, though it is sometimes something that happens. So this is where you need to make that judgment call whether you're going to take the risk or not. All right, so 6 steps of martingale. All right, we're still going to be selling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But we could get the parabolic switching from top to bottom, which means the next step martingale that we have is, one second, it's 375 now, right? 375. There we go, and we're waiting. We're doing this strictly by the signals. We're not doing this kind of rushing it by intuition or something like that. So it is strictly signals. All right, so 150 looks like it could get into the money. All right, so here it was a sell. Actually, we would have lost money. Here a sell, we would have lost money. Here a sell, we would have lost money. Here a buy, 4th step martingale if we, we're making certain adjustments here. But it looks like the 4th step martingale should click in just fine. So we're selecting the next minute, selecting $1, and we're continuing. 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go, selling. All right, so, and the way it looks like it, look, all right, so we won, or actually that was probably before I started trading with you guys. Here we go, we won, we lost, we won. In this case, we won $1.38 on the second step. The dollar that we lost is returned and 38 cents in profit. So it's not something that you can, I don't know, feel super excited about. But nevertheless, this is something that I think is, I think it's worth, still worthwhile. Because if you look at 5% of growth from your balance per day, you're actually going to be shocked to understand just how awesome it will be at the end of the month. All right, so looks like we're going to win again, right? I think we selected the next minute. Let's make sure that we do. And we're continuing, right? So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sell again. There we go. We're opening position. We're just following the signals, and we're going to go through several steps of martingale. All right, so, all right, hey, actually, we got some people on Twitch. Thank you, my dear friends, for joining us, for spending a little bit of time getting to know this. This is my passion. This is what I burn with. It's my craft. And essentially, trying to get across to you the information where you would be able to do this on your own. This isn't very difficult. It's not magic. And the beautiful thing about this is that it's not something that depends on luck, but on careful calculation of the in and outs and stuff. So, if we have any kind of questions, do ask. I will always be super, super excited to see comments from you guys and to take, to clarify anything that might be on your mind. All right, selling. Oh, didn't click on the next minute, did it? All right, continuing to sell, though it does look like it's about to be switching if the asset goes up a little bit higher. The parabolic will switch to the bottom. It kind of means that this negative trend that's been going down for a while has finally come to an end, and we're looking at a possible start of a support level right here, right, with a 1 and a 2-point contact. But this is something that I will go into greater detail at some point in the future. All right, so 1.7 or 1.5 looks like it could be a losing trade, but we're going to go to the next 3.75. According to our plan, actually, we're going to buy it right now as well. There it is. All right, so in 10 seconds, okay, actually, yeah, we do have, but I think that, I took it a little bit too early, and I didn't open it to the next minute. All right, let's make sure, but it looks like it went in the money, which means we're going back to $1, and we're opening that position for a buy. Next minute, right, next minute, and the 1.5 as the dollar. We're going to, all right, actually, yeah, we might be looking at this emerging of a upward trend now, but keep in mind that when it was going down from here, it could be just a correction, because look how many times it kind of sawed this particular level of resistance. Maybe there's a bit of a channel here. So if it breaks through it, it does have potential to go up to the next level of interest, which would be somewhere here, then somewhere here, and certainly the top. But I don't think it's going to go, that high. So 876, looks like we could be in the money, this one, and we're opening for, kind of snoozed a little bit for $1. There it is. Opened another position, and yeah, it looks like it's coming up. But I do expect, actually, the market doesn't really create like 6, 7, 8, kind of like big candles in a row. There tends to be a bit of a seesaw on a particular candle, or maybe just a short pullback. So I am expecting a red candle on the next minute. All right, let's take a look. It looks like, once again, we should be in the money on this one, but just in case, we go to the next step martingale, and that's really what this is all about. You taking, calculated risk. There's never a guarantee, right? It should be green, but you know what? They could just pull back at the last few seconds. It's not something that's done on purpose, but all right, this one's in the money, and we're buying again. Again, I missed the time. You know what? We're gonna go, like this. 1.5, and we're going to see. We're actually gonna start being ahead of this. All right, one more. Okay, so no chats on YouTube, but we do have a comment from the Donald, the Donald, my man. Appreciate you being with me here. Yeah, leave a comment if or leave a question. Like this video. If you want to chat to me one-on-one about trading, about all of this, do go to our Telegram channel that's posted in the bottom there. And it looks like we might lose this position, but all right, you came back in. Let's just kind of keep an eye out on this. As I mentioned, it's not really anything drastic. We're not going to be making there we go. All right, so as I mentioned, right, there should be a red candle. There it is. And the next position, so we start again already with next minute, and we go to our next step martingale. The third step martingale, we're just going to wait a little bit. That's all. So the beautiful thing about this is that it gives you a chance to open the position every single minute. All right, so if you sit in front of a computer for an hour, you got 60 minutes. You just got to be very, kind of vigilant about the timing, which I kind of dropped the ball a couple of times here today. But it is on the next one. It is third step loaded, and statistically speaking, as I mentioned, just following this one indicator. Not something that I usually actually encourage to do just one. This is a lagging indicator at that. It needs for a candle to close in order for you to receive a signal. So it looks like I lost this one. There we go. We open again for 375. We go to the next minute and 375. As I mentioned, we're kind of doing this because we're assuming that you have $100 balance, and this is something that would allow you 6 tries, 6 steps of martingale to before you, well, essentially put your entire balance at risk with the 6th step. But next one's going to be 938. So let's actually load that up. It's going to be $9.38. And well, we're waiting. I don't know really why I lost on this one. I think that it kind of switched. I screwed up on the time there, right? All right. So let's see. We do have a kind of like a downward channel from this point to this one to this one, right? It's a 3-point contact would have been 1, 2, 3. There we go. So there is a bit of a support and resistance, but we're following signals. I mean, it's a little bit against my intuition, the truth be told, to continue further. I think I would have waited in my real account to do this a bit differently, but today we have kind of like a challenge to an extent. All right, so this looks like it should be a losing trade as well. Next one is going to be 23.44. All right, so actually already getting a little bit, kind of scary, but we are able to still come out on top with this. All right, so no channel, nothing on YouTube, but it looks like we're still going to be looking at a buy signal in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open. There it is. Oh, I screwed up on the time again. Damn it. This is actually something that's very important not to mess up on because it's, well, if it closed a little bit higher, if it actually closes where it is right now, where I opened, I could have been in a losing position, but if I opened exactly on the time, it should have been, it would have been a winning trade. So it's very important to keep vigilant, right? To be vigilant. Now, actually, with Pocket Option, I really love this company because, first of all, they pay out profit. I don't care, some people say, oh, it's a little bit slow, or, there's a check, a security check. It doesn't matter. They pay your profits. It's really, really cool with this regard. Now, they also offer tournaments, free tournament. This is where you get a $100 balance, and if you lose it, you don't lose anything. But if you win real money on your real account that you'll be able to withdraw right away. Bam! There we go, my dear, dear friends. Next minute, or actually, wait a second. Let's go back to $1 first step. There we go. I've opened another buy position. I mean, it does look like it's going to be reversing very soon. But we lost, we won, and look, let's take a look. All right, so we lost $1.50, 375, 938, and on 23, right? So we lost 1563 right here, but we've won 2156. So you kind of do the math right there. Subtract one from the other, you're gonna understand that we're still in the money. So next position, right, for the $1.50 now again. All right, we're going to be waiting, but look, it actually closed really close to the parabolic. It looks like on this or the next candle it is actually going to switch, but we're still just following the signals. We're not doing anything into. There we go. All right, so it switched to the top at the end of that candle, so we lost, but it does look like we're going to be going on a downward continuation of a downward trend. All right. So, this isn't like pre-recorded or anything like that. You are able to turn, to click through the pocket option link that's included in the, under these videos. And you'll be able to actually see the same graph right now live. And you might get, you should get a depth bonus to your registration if you go through this right now. Anyways, once again, if the questions are, present about this, you can ask, essentially comment in the videos, or go to our Telegram channel where I will personally talk to you one-on-one and clarify anything that might be on your mind. All right, so we've sold the position here. All right, so 375. I think I'm a little bit late on this. All right, and selling. Oh, nope, there we go. Once again, I'm kind of goofing a bit. Still selling because of the parabolic. We're still following signals, not intuition. That's the beautiful part about this. You can't quantify intuition. Right? You can't assign a number to it, but you can look statistically, historically speaking. If you opened at the opening of the candle here, where it says buy, it closed higher, you would have won. If you would have sold here, you might open for a sell position, it closed lower, you would have won. Here you opened for a sell, it closed higher, you would have lost. Now this is a statistic. Right, so statistically speaking, all of this is something that's very, very important. You can go back through history and say, hey, I get this kind of statistic. 6 losing trades in a row. Is it possible? Yes, yes, it is possible. It's very rare, statistically speaking, it's very rare, but it is possible. Again, I keep dropping the ball on this. I think I'm yammering too much with you guys instead of instead of acting. All right, so we got 22, all right, so 22 minutes, my dear friends, into our stream, into our video. We got 22 trades. Statistically speaking, it's pretty darn good that we're in the money. So yeah, all right, we're looking at a dollar position for a sell. It looks like this one's going to be a loss. Could be a loss. It's not something that's guaranteed yet. And all right, there we go. So I'll kind of zoom in so it's a little bit clearer. There we go, 17 seconds. So 1 point. Did I switch the time or no? He's still yammering too much with you guys. All right, so it does look like it should be in the money. All right, so let's see if we could, like, 5 seconds before. Here we go. We switch back because I don't think it's going to go back into the green. Open. It was. Damn it, I didn't switch it. All right, there we go. All right, it is human to err, right? To create, to make mistakes, but we do need to learn from our mistakes. This is something that's very important. Some of you who might hop into here right away might make a few mistakes. You might get greedy because you're thinking, hey, it's working with $1. Why isn't it working with $10? But allow your balance to grow first. Allow your $100 to become 1,000 before your $1 investment becomes 10. If you put a cart before the horse, it usually doesn't work out. All right, so $1.5 for the next one. We're clicking on the following minute, or did I click on the following minute? All right, so 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Actually, wait a second. It should be a dollar, right? It's going to be a win. It's a dollar. It's a win. We're opening. Nope, I didn't click again. Man, I am very sorry about that, guys. Okay, this is something that should be a little bit more snappy, right? So there we go. Let's actually switch the time right now. I am a bit distracted. My wife makes fun of me all the time that I cannot do multiple multiple things at the same time. That if I talk and do something, it usually turns out to be crooked. All right, so once again, comments. I see that we have one comment in Twitch, nothing in YouTube at the moment. But, so we're going to be continuing with our, all right, so position 1.5. All right, so as I mentioned, there's never really going to be like 5, 6, 7, maybe, or at least not very often. There we go. Obviously, we have 5 red candles in a row here, but do keep in mind that here, this was a buy signal. So this here, you would have lost. Here, you would have lost. You would have lost. Would have lost. Here you would have won, right? So this actually would have been like 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th step, you would have won. Uh-oh. All right, so selling. Yammering again. Yammering again. All right, there we go. So through 1.5. Okay, so now we're moving on to 375 for the third martingale. And let's just kind of see how it goes. Once again, we got 6 steps of martingale, and as you can see, for the past 25 minutes, I think that we've opened like 22 trades. We're generally in the money, in the profit. Now, my internet, so today the weather here where I'm at is not particularly saucy. The internet is not ideal, so it's not really impacting the platform, but the loading of other aspects is a little bit goofy today. So there we go, selling. Again for 375. We're following the signals. I know that you might think that, oh man, in this minute it actually should go on the bottom, the parabolic, and there's going to be a buy signal. And if that's the case, right, the sixth step becomes 9, or essentially the next step becomes 938. So let's load that in there. And it is actually, yeah, turned towards the bottom. The following step, yeah, so we're going to look, so, it's still going to be by the end of this candle. So if this candle closes high, above this point, we're going to lose this position, but we're going to make this in the money. So in about 15 seconds, we're going to find out. Next minute, there we go. 10, 9, 8, come on. All right, and it looks like it should be in the money. Is it? Is it? Is it? Yeah, it should be in the money. We're good to go, my dear friends. All right, once again, we've lost a bunch of positions, right? We lost $1.50. I don't know how the hell we went through wait a second. We skipped. No, there we go. So $1.50, 375 we lost in the same minute, but 938 we won. So in the first three steps, you lose 625. All right, but in the 625, but we won 863, right? So that's pretty good. As I mentioned, this isn't really something that on $100 balance, you really got to understand that this isn't something that's going to change your life. But if you actually calculate how much money you make per hour, right? 60 positions. Imagine if you won 92 cents. Right? Let's just assume that on a realistic scenario where at 92 cents you've won 60 times, right? You're looking at $55 for that hour worth of profit, right? And that's not so bad if you think about it. 50% on investment in 1 hour, all right? So it isn't really a practical thing to do when to calculate this for every hour, right? So you sit in front of a computer, you just drink some coffee, you click some buttons. You're not really carrying bags of sand across the desert. It's not really a difficult thing to do, all right? But if you get like 20, 30, $40, as I mentioned, please, keep in mind that nowhere else in the traditional investing will you actually do something like this, right? Even if like in real estate or in stock market, you actually need to wait months, if not years, to get like 10, 15%. Here you got this, happening for you in a matter of an hour, a couple of hours. That's really, really cool. This is why I love this. I put on my, some techno trance. I can actually take a look at a bit higher time intervals and play my PlayStation 5, look for certain support and resistance levels while I kind of game and chill out. But basically, I make money while I'm relaxing at home. I'm not really doing anything super strenuous and heavy. And obviously, in my real account, with my balance allowing me to be a little bit more aggressive than $1 or two or three. But that's why essentially what happens is that if I sit an hour in front of computer, this is where I can hit my spending budget for a week. All right, so it's not really something that I'm gonna encourage you to do yet. But if you stick with me with the rest of the videos, we're going to take a look at some of the different situations that are unfolding. There is a way that I can prove to you that market is not chaos. I mean, I can tell you ahead of time, and there is a schedule posted on my Telegram channel, on our team's channel, Telegram channel, where we tell you ahead of time when the market, what currency pair is going to move, and I will walk you through it step by step. We're going to be able to see why it's going to be moving and what you can do to take advantage of that. So, all right, there we go. We got $1 here. We're going to lose it on $1.50. We're going to, well, we actually might win. I don't know. Let's take a look. So far, no comments. No from anybody. Okay. Donald kind of enter. Okay, so next position. Wait. All right. We need I should have entered it much sooner. Okay, I keep lagging a little bit here. There we go. So next, it looks like, you know what, I could lose this one as well. There we go. Alright, looking at the situation. Yeah, I should have entered sooner. Once again, I can't. I guess I'm proving my life correct every single time I do this. Alright, but let's see. Maybe a little bit of luck. Maybe a little bit of luck is going to be with us. Which I usually don't like to rely on luck. Alright, 10. Alright, so 13. There we go. 10, 9. Up. Is it going to be higher? If it is, that's excellent. If not, yeah, it's all right. We're going to go to our next step. There we go. $1. $1. Oh, no. There we go. Oh, man. And I opened it too late again. Damn it. All right, so $1.50. It could be that I'm going to lose this position, but it's, once again, all right. When you understand that you're usually going to win in the first three, you also understand that you got 6 tries to get this higher. This is where it's going to be a bit more, relaxing. It's not as stressful. All right, so 150th, I think I did already switch to the following. All right, and no questions from YouTube or Twitch. All right, there we go. Should it be higher? If it will be, I think I'm ready for the next one. 5, 4. All right, it might look like it's going to be under. It's okay. And open. There we go. See, I'm ready. I'm ready for it this time. So 375. And we're going to bump it up to the next minute. But it kind of looks like it should be in the money on this one. All right, so once again, look, if you opened right here on this candle at the bottom, it closed higher in the money, closed higher in the money. This one closed lower right there, and so you would have lost. Second step martingale closed in the money first, you have lost. Second step martingale in the money. I don't know how we lost it here. I think I kind of goofed a bit, right, with the time. But here, if you were opened right at the opening, if you closed higher, it would have been in the money. Closed. All right, let's see. All right, so it's 375. I'm already ready for this. It's still going to be a buy. Though it looks like it's going to be like down, down to the skin of the teeth. All right, we won. All right, so $1 opening position higher because we're not doing anything with intuition. We're following a signal. This one said buy. This one said buy. It's okay if it's going to be a loss. There we go. So that's it. That's essentially the scheme of this. One indicator. This is a lagging indicator, but I usually tell my new traders, my new VIPs, my VIPs, I tell them that this is something that you should try first on the tournament. Well, because you actually have an access to a free tournament participation every single day. The third spot for the winning tournament is actually $50. So imagine if you do this for a couple of hours, on a daily basis, trying to perfect this technique. What you end up happening is that if you lose like 20 but you win 10 out of third spot, you're looking at like $500 on a monthly basis. This is actually great. All right, so $1.50. It looks like I might have goofed again and not entered at the right time, but what we can also assume that if it's going to retrace, we're going to win on the next one, so it's okay. All right, not a big deal. All right, so still buying. It looks like maybe this one's going to be going into the money, but even if it's not, it's okay because as I mentioned, we we have more and more steps to go through. All right, so this one is going to end up in the money. Still buy signal. But this one's very aggressive. It went down very aggressive, right? It actually didn't really kind of just switch and stay here for a split second. It switched and immediately jumped down, actually. There we go. So we have to load it ahead of time and maybe get in the habit of switching the time and the money a couple of seconds before. Right, but alright, some volatility happened. Actually, we got like a second point contact for an upward or support level, but it does look like there is, this moment here, it does look like it's kind of maybe will be sawing at this moment, at this level. But if it breaks, I mean, it does, look like it could go to a higher levels as well. So look, right here, right here, right here, it did touch, even though it's a wick, it's not a body, it still it touched here. So it is a relatively decent support level, and we're still following the plan of opening positions by signals from this wonderful indicator parabolic that's going to offer you an ability to open positions every single minute, which is really, really cool. And there we go. It did hit the new high for this particular move. So we got actually two support levels going. One from here to here, right? If we draw a line, there we go. And I would actually say from here upwards here. So it might actually saw a little bit going sideways, touch this level third time. And then if it breaks on the fourth, that's when we would actually be very, very interested in this. And there we go. Next position, next minute. I'm ready for it. It looks like I'm going to lose this position. 3, 2, 1, and open already. There we go for a buy. Going for the next minute. And what's our next position? You got it, 375. Actually, in the tournament, when you do this, for kind of like risk-free, every time you get like a $10 on your balance. So anytime $100 becomes 110, you increase your first step martingale to $1.10. So you would spend like maybe like 25, 30 minutes getting the first $20. But essentially afterwards it's going to take you less and less time because the balance is going to get bigger and bigger to get the next $20, the next position. All right, so it actually, based on the behavior of the market, it looks like it could be switching directions from a buy to a sell, but we're going to be looking at this, kind of conservatively. And we're going to go, all right, so the next step martingale is $9.38. We're still, I'm not really calculating right now, trying to go with the, massive profit. I'm trying to prove a point here is that you don't need anything but math, logic, and statistics to win in trading. Actually, I usually would have wanted to do that in a separate lesson, in a separate video. But look, that's exactly what I said, that there was 1 point contact too, that it might go, sideways, touch it for the third time. This is actually now a confirmed, right, level of resistance, because now, while it's above this line, it's going to continue to go above this line, but once it breaks through, chances are that it's going to break through and it's going to continue to go down very aggressively for a while at least. All right, so there we go. $1, we're still going for a buy because we're still following signals. We're not following intuition at all. All right, so no comments for now from YouTube, but once again, if you watch this video later, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Once again, I'm going to say it once more. The Telegram channel is listed there as well. You can talk to me one-on-one, get any kind of, maybe full answers about any kind of questions that might be bothering you or, might be interesting you. So there we go, 20 more seconds. It looks like this one's going to be in the money. I think I was late a little bit opening this, or this was like a really big spike in volatility. So let's just kind of hang back, take a look at what's going on. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to go for another buy. There we go. this one was a little bit better, right? It opened right away, but it also could be that it's a losing. Could be. Wait a second. Did I open it? No, it doesn't look that I opened it. All right. You know what? We're gonna wait, I guess, on this position. We're gonna wait until this candle closes. But look at that. Remember I said that if it breaks this line, chances are it's going to continue to break it. So there could be. This is actually a really aggressive move upwards in a matter of a short span of time. And if this candle in 22 seconds closes below this line, in another, this is kind of like a different signal, but it does show that there should be a reversal to this trend. There it is. All right, Rich, I'm going to. Oh, I jumped the gun. Damn it. All right, I jumped the gun. I should have done it at the closure of this candle. So let's go for 375. Oh, but I won. Okay, so there we go. Let's go back to $1, and we're selling now. All right, the tally, the end result to our trading session. I'm going to put at the, I'm going to post it for anybody who's interested in our Telegram channel. You can be able to see how much money we've made together today. But most importantly, I think I'm going to calculate the statistics and show you essentially where, what kind of statistical range we had. How many wins did we have in the first and the second and the third? Step of martingale, how many times we went to the fourth or fifth or even sixth. So far we're doing good. I'm kind of happy with our progress today. God damn it. Again, I did this goofy thing. There we go. Okay, so again, we're switching to the next one, and we're going to what? The third step, martingale 375, if we start with $1 and a multiplier of 1.5. Increasing the multiplier could give you a bit more profit, but once again, my dear friends, please understand there's only so much you can ask from this instrument. Asking for a Taj Mahal and 20 Ferraris by tomorrow, it is a possibility. There is a possibility you go all in, just close your eyes, push some buttons, and at the end of 5-second expirations, you might actually get to almost double your balance, but that is not trading. That is gambling, and that's not really something that I want for you guys. I want you guys to open with a maximum chance for success, with a kind of like stable results. This is something that I hope for everybody. All right, so 2, 1, and open right there for a sell. All right, again, we're going to go time. We're going to go, what's our fourth step? It's 9:38. There we go, and we wait. We wait for another 40 plus seconds to get this going. 30 plus seconds. There we go. 30 seconds down count. Or we're going still for a sell. And actually, yeah, here we would have lost. Here we would have lost. Well, we did lose. We did lose because this is saying sell, sell, sell. But there we go. Market is being pressured upwards. It's all right. We're still going to go to the fourth step, martingale, and we're going to sell in 10 seconds again, unless in the next 10 seconds it actually should switch parabolic. And 4, 3, 2, 1, buy. There we go. Oh no! I clicked twice. I clicked twice. Damn it. That's not something that's good. This is something that, kind of could, serve as some sort of pressure thing, and could actually discombobulate your calm to the point where, where you blow through your account, blow through your balance. So not something that's good, but, I actually have, a relatively decent hope that it's actually going to go under and close below. But let's take a look. Maybe our wonderful kind of path is going to be ruined by this situation. But, the thing is that I could fix it. Essentially, what we're looking at is next position was 23 plus, let's go for $30, right? We're going to go to $30, and we're still going to sell. Ah, if I would have only, if I would have only done the right thing. All right. So, my dear friends, there we go. I mean, our kind of excursion into this could be threatened by a goofy situation. The next step, Martingale. Well, it would have been, next step, Martingale would have been $57.09. Hmm. $57.09, but I really do, hate the fact that I've goofed up on not on the analysis, but I've goofed up on the procedure of taking advantage of the signal. So I'm going to still 57. All right, let's go for $80. And there we go, the next minute, and where see here it actually is, it's buying now, right? So we're opening for a buy position, and you know what? I'm gonna ride this through. So this would have been the sixth step, but the thing is that we would have won. We would have won here if I didn't click twice. This is exactly something that ruins people's days because, well, some of them don't have my balance, right? And, they don't have the ability to kind of follow through this. So we're going to kind of break away from the norm, and because the plan was really to stick to show you that this works within 6 steps, right? And unfortunately, because of not the signal part, not the statistics, not the analysis, but I goofed up with the, with catching the signal, with doing the proper kind of opening the position in a timely manner. All right, so let's kind of stick through with this. All right, now actually, this is where the rare occurrence where it says sell, you would have lost money here, second, third, fourth. But on the fifth one here, if I opened it, early enough, I should have been in the money. Did I open the position? I didn't even open the position, right? There we go. All right, so if I sold here right at the beginning, it closed lower, I would have been in the money. But as I mentioned, it kind of did this goofy thing. Um, but there it is. All right, so we're gonna make our money back right now. This is kind of like the sixth step, right? The sixth or seventh step. If I would have been in the money here first, then the second one I would have been in the money. Back into $1 and the next position for a buy. There we go. All right, so we fixed the situation, and good thing that I have this balance to allow for this. That's why I usually invite my students to not rely on one indicator, and also not to maybe be distracted in the situation. All right, so like I am right now, I need my kids to be out of the house, my wife out shopping somewhere. Some smooth jazz or techno trance and a nice cup of coffee gets me through the day pretty darn good. All right, an hour worth my time with something like this, and that's it. I got my spending budget for a week or more. All right, here we go. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opening position. There we go. We're still following through with the buys, and oh man. And you know what? Let's change it up a little bit. Let the first position be now $1.50. So the second position will be 225. All right, because of the multiplier 1.5. The next timely expiration, we're going to be waiting a bit more. All right, but we're actually coming to an end of our video on this. All right, essentially we've done. I said let's do 50 trades together. It looks like we might have succeeded in that already. Even though, as I mentioned, I'm a little bit distracted while trying to tell you about this. My mind might be missing certain cues here. But it looks like, there we go. Let's actually get to the next couple of wins. There we go. Opening a position for a buy. Now, hopefully you understood that, the whole idea behind this is that, once again, logic, math, statistics, and a proper approach. This is what something, right, is going to be allowing you to taking advantage and, making money. No intuition. You cannot quantify intuition. So, after we win this, the next trade, we're going to wrap it up. Take a look at the Telegram channel. Today I'm going to post the results right after this video. I'm going to do a little bit of a tally, going to dig through my history. And you will see that in the first, second, third, how many times? Actually, we went into the six-step martingale, not because of the signal, not because of the false signal, but because of my distraction. All right, so there we go. All right, we won. Excellent, excellent. I'm actually like super happy with the results. I'm super happy with how everything turned out today. With an exception of a little glitch where where I goofed up, but it is important to have the ability for your balance to sustain such goof ups. So, my dear friends, I am super, super excited to have shared this with you. This is just one of the many things that you can consider for yourself specifically. And once again, if you want to do this one-on-one, you can certainly touch base with me. Leave comments, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. It's the best and most rewarding feeling to see you guys that you care. That means that I'm doing my job pretty good and getting this information to you. Okay, thank you so much. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Schedule is posted. See you all on the flip side.